Hi every wise reader, welcome to the next video from Read Wiser, a YouTube channel dedicated to helping you improve yourself through books. Join us as we explore the profound insights of 21 Lessons for the 21st Century by the renowned Yuval Noah Harari. Are you feeling overwhelmed by the sheer pace of change? Do AI, climate change, fake news, and political turmoil leave you wondering what the future holds and how you even fit into it? It's easy to feel lost amidst the noise and uncertainty. The old stories we relied on seem to be crumbling, and the path forward is anything but clear. Yuval Noah Harari tackles this head-on, arguing that understanding the present is our most critical challenge. His book provides not easy answers, but essential clarity to navigate the bewildering landscape we find ourselves in today. Let's explore these crucial lessons together. In a world flooded with information, Harari argues that clarity is the ultimate power. His previous books, Sapiens and Homo, Deus, looked at our past and distant future, but 21 Lessons zooms in sharply on the here and now. What are the biggest challenges and choices we face today? What should we pay attention to, and what should we teach our children? Harari contends that the dominant narrative of liberalism, championing democracy, human rights, and free markets, is currently in crisis. This crisis coincides with the explosive merger of infotech and biotech. Think artificial intelligence and genetic engineering, presenting challenges our species has never encountered before. These twin revolutions threaten not just jobs, but the very foundations of liberty and equality, potentially creating digital dictatorships or rendering vast populations irrelevant. Harari emphasizes that these huge global shifts are intimately connected to our personal lives, influencing our thoughts, feelings, and actions. The book doesn't offer a simple instruction manual, but rather aims to stimulate critical thinking, helping us understand the forces shaping our world so we can participate meaningfully in the conversations that will determine our future. Let's dive into the first major challenge: technology. Harari begins by dissecting the technological tremor shaking our foundations. The fusion of information technology and biotechnology is the central disruptor, creating challenges far beyond what previous generations faced. This technological disruption fuels a widespread disillusionment with the liberal promise of progress, peace and prosperity, leaving us in a confusing narrative vacuum. One immediate and visceral threat is to the job market. Unlike past industrial revolutions, where lost manual jobs were replaced by new cognitive ones, AI is now starting to outperform humans in cognitive tasks too, including understanding human emotions. This isn't just about faster computers. It's fueled by life sciences, helping us understand the biochemical algorithms behind our feelings and choices. Harari warns this could lead to billions becoming economically redundant, forming a massive useless class fighting irrelevance, not exploitation. The crucial factor isn't just individual AI replacing individual humans, but integrated networks replacing collections of individuals, offering advantages in connectivity and updatability that humans can't match. Imagine updating 10 billion AI doctors instantly versus trying to update even a fraction of human doctors. Perhaps even more alarming is the potential for algorithms to hack humans. As big data systems, fed by biometric sensors, learn to understand our feelings, desires, and decision-making processes better than we understand ourselves, authority could shift from humans to algorithms. This undermines the core liberal belief in individual free will, suggesting our choices are biochemical calculations, not mystical expressions of freedom. This loss of agency could pave the way for sophisticated manipulation or even digital dictatorships, where our inner world is monitored and potentially controlled. Finally, this technological power could translate economic inequality into biological inequality, allowing a rich elite to enhance themselves, potentially splitting humanity itself. The technological challenge, therefore, fundamentally questions our economic value, our political freedom, and even our biological future. How do these tech upheavals interact with our existing political structures? That brings us to the political challenges of our time. Faced with these unprecedented technological threats, Harari argues that effective solutions must be global. Yet, our political landscape seems to be moving in the opposite direction, fragmented by resurgent nationalism, religious divides, and cultural clashes. He critiques the idea of a clash of civilizations, arguing that despite cultural differences, humanity now operates within a single global civilization. We share common political frameworks, like the nation-state model seen at the Olympics, rely on interconnected global economies, where even ISIS used US dollars, and largely accept the same scientific understanding of the natural world and the human body. Our fiercest arguments, Harari notes, are often internal disputes within this shared civilization about issues like immigration or capitalism, rather than conflicts between fundamentally alien worldviews. However, this global reality clashes with the rise of nationalism. Harari sees nationalism not as an eternal human trait, but a relatively recent construct designed to solve problems beyond the scope of ancient tribes, like managing the Nile River. While mild patriotism can be beneficial, extreme nationalism, demanding supreme loyalty, becomes dangerous. Crucially, nationalism offers no viable solutions to our biggest global problems. Nuclear war requires global restraint. Ecological collapse requires global action, as climate change ignores borders, and regulating disruptive technologies like AI and bioengineering requires global agreements to prevent a race to the bottom. Similarly, traditional religions, though powerful identity formers, struggle to provide relevant technical or policy solutions for the 21st century. Often they become handmaids of nationalism, reinforcing local identities and hindering the global cooperation needed. Harari also examines the complexities of immigration, framing it as a deal with inherent tensions around assimilation, tolerance, and the definition of cultural identity, illustrating the difficulty of reconciling universal values with local particularities. Concepts like culturism, judging based on cultural differences, add another layer of complexity. Part 2 leaves us with a stark mismatch: global problems demanding global solutions, countered by political and identity structures pulling us apart. We share one civilization, yet act as separate, often hostile tribes. This tension reveals deep vulnerabilities, but perhaps hope can be found by managing our inherent flaws and fears. Let's explore this in the next section. Harari then confronts the darker aspects of our condition: terrorism, war, and group arrogance, but suggests paths toward hope by understanding these phenomena and cultivating essential human virtues. He dissects terrorism, arguing it's largely a theater of terror. Terrorists are typically weak actors who can't inflict significant material damage. Their strategy relies on provoking disproportionate fear and inciting the state to overreact, hoping the resulting chaos shuffles the political cards in their favor. The modern state's success in minimizing internal political violence ironically makes it more vulnerable to the psychological impact of terrorism. Harari advises governments to focus on clandestine actions, media to avoid hysteria, and individuals to manage their own fear and imagination rationally, refusing to let terrorists dictate the agenda. Regarding war, Harari notes that while the last few decades have been remarkably peaceful, fears of a new global conflict are rising. However, he argues that large-scale, profitable wars waged by major powers are largely a thing of the past. Modern economies rely on knowledge, which can't be conquered like land or gold. Furthermore, nuclear weapons and cyber warfare make total war mutually destructive and unprofitable. While regional bullies might engage in limited conflicts, the calculus has fundamentally changed. The biggest remaining danger isn't rational calculation, but human stupidity, the tendency for even rational leaders to make catastrophic miscalculations, as seen in past world wars. A potential antidote to such folly is humility. Harari critiques the pervasive tendency of nations, religions, and cultures to believe they are the center of the universe and the pinnacle of history. Citing examples from his own Jewish background alongside others, he demonstrates how this collective egotism is based on ignorance and fuels conflict. True humility involves recognizing our group's relatively small place in the vastness of space and time. He also carefully distinguishes between the incomprehensible cosmic mystery some call God, and the specific, often intolerant worldly lawgiver invoked by religions, arguing that morality arises naturally from understanding suffering, not from divine command. This leads to the value of secularism, presented not as godlessness, but as a commitment to truth, compassion, equality, freedom, and responsibility, values shared across many traditions, but grounded in rational understanding rather than dogma. So, managing fear, avoiding stupidity through humility, and grounding ourselves in secular ethics offer hope. But how do we navigate a world where truth itself seems increasingly slippery? This leads us to the challenge of truth in the modern age. If you feel confused by the state of the world, Harari assures you, you're on the right track. The sheer complexity of global processes, economics, politics, technology, has surpassed the capacity of any single human mind to fully grasp. This leads us to confront our profound individual and collective ignorance. We suffer from a knowledge illusion, believing we understand far more than we do, because we rely on the collective knowledge distributed among others. Furthermore, we rarely think independently, instead engaging in groupthink where loyalty to our tribe's narrative often trumps objective facts. This makes us susceptible to manipulation and resistant to evidence that contradicts our group's beliefs. Even leaders trapped near the black hole of power struggle to access unbiased truth, surrounded by flattery and agendas. Our sense of justice, evolved for small hunter-gatherer bands, falters when faced with the intricate, indirect causal chains of globalized society. How can we judge right from wrong, or assess our own complicity in distant suffering, like that caused by climate change or exploitative labor practices, when we can barely trace the origins of our lunch? Harari provocatively argues that we are, and always have been, a post-truth species. Our unique ability to create and believe in fictions, religions, nations, money, corporations, human rights, is the very foundation of large-scale human cooperation. Fake news isn't new. Myths have united and divided humans for millennia. These fictions aren't necessarily bad. They give structure and meaning, but they are not objective reality. The challenge lies in distinguishing beneficial fictions from harmful ones and recognizing fiction for what it is. Science fiction, as a powerful modern genre, shapes our view of the future, but often does so inaccurately, perpetuating myths about AI or the authentic self. Acknowledging our ignorance and the power of fiction is crucial. While objective truth is hard to grasp, Harari insists it's vital to try. How can we cultivate the resilience needed to face this confusing reality without succumbing to dogma or despair? Let's explore that in the final part. In this final part, Harari offers guidance on how to live in this age of bewilderment. With old stories collapsing and the future radically uncertain, what tools do we need to survive and flourish? First, education needs a drastic overhaul. Cramming information or teaching specific technical skills is futile when we don't know what skills will be relevant in 20-30 years. Instead, education must focus on the 4 C's: critical thinking, communication, collaboration, creativity, and above all, mental flexibility and emotional balance. The ability to deal with constant change, learn throughout life and reinvent oneself repeatedly will be paramount. Change is the only constant, and discontinuity will define life. Second, we must critically re-examine our sources of meaning. Traditional meaning of life stories, religious epics, nationalist myths, even the liberal belief in individual creation of meaning are ultimately fictional narratives. Harari argues the universe doesn't have an inherent story or meaning for us to discover or create. Human feelings and desires themselves aren't expressions of an authentic free will, but biochemical algorithms. Recognizing the fictional nature of the self, the constantly updated story our mind tells itself, is crucial. So, where should we turn? Harari suggests relying less on external authorities, adults, tech, dogma, and more on understanding our own internal operating system. This echoes the ancient advice, know thyself. This is more urgent than ever, because external forces, corporations, and governments are actively hacking humans, using data and biotech to understand and manipulate our internal world better than we do ourselves. To retain agency, We must understand our own minds before algorithms do. Harari finds personal value in meditation, specifically vipassana, as a practical method for observing the mind and body directly, understanding the nature of suffering and impermanence without needing to believe in any story. It's a tool to get in touch with reality, fostering the clarity and focus needed in a confusing world. Ultimately, resilience lies not in finding the right story, but in developing the ability to see reality clearly, understand our minds, and let go of illusions. Harari's lessons offer a challenging but ultimately empowering perspective on navigating our turbulent present and uncertain future. So what are the ultimate takeaways from Yuval Noah Harari's 21 Lessons for the 21st Century? The book serves as a crucial reality check, forcing us to confront the immense and interconnected challenges shaping our world. The disruptive power of technology, undermining jobs, liberty, and equality. The inadequacy of outdated political structures like nationalism to address global crises. The elusiveness of truth in an age of information overload and our own cognitive biases, and the urgent need for individual resilience. Harari doesn't offer easy solutions or comforting prophecies. Instead, he argues that our survival and flourishing depend on developing clarity amidst confusion, acknowledging our ignorance, questioning the fictions that shape our identities and societies, and cultivating the mental flexibility to adapt to constant change. He emphasizes that while technology offers immense possibilities, it also poses existential threats if we fail to understand ourselves and make conscious choices about its development and use. The core message resonates throughout. Global problems require global cooperation, but this cooperation is hindered by our tribal identities. Truth is hard to find yet essential. Meaning isn't given, but constantly questioned. And ultimately, understanding our own minds might be the most critical skill for navigating the complex future we are creating. It's a call for critical thinking, global responsibility, and profound self-awareness. Harari leaves us with much to ponder about our present and future. Which of these 21 lessons resonates most strongly with you? What do you see as the biggest challenge we face in the coming decades? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective. If you found this summary insightful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Read Wiser for more deep dives into transformative books. Thanks for watching.